Just give me a second. I'm not looking at the comments real quick. I have to try to sync something so I can send the footage over so I can put it up for you guys to see. I don't think I have a beautiful voice. I'll tell you that right now. And a lot of politicians would disagree with you because they do not like my voice when I'm on their tail. Let's see if I can get this. Anyway, guys, so I'm working to get this footage for you. Give me a sec. Water. Is this because of Mayor of Easttown? Murder Dirter? Is that what you guys are talking about? It's definitely funny. And Kate did a great job. I met Kate in 2011 or 2012, and she puts her all in stuff like this. She was the perfect fit for the Delco role. It's a funny. If you guys aren't from Delco, definitely check out the movie. It's funny. Not funny. It's a true crime story, but it's kind of the accent, and there's something on SNL. If you type in uh, Delco accent SNL, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. It's kind of humorous. Is what weirdly? Link this phone. No, my accent. I don't think I have an accent. No, if I was district attorney, there'd be a lot of. I mean, it'd be good for the public. I'll tell you that right now. But I don't think that it would be. I'd be a thorn in the side to a lot of. I'm not gonna run and get assassinated. Let me just tell you that. With what the amount of people that deserve to be investigated. Anyway, we're still waiting for any update. There's still nothing from my guys who are at the command center. Um, so, all right, cool. We got this. I'm gonna link these photos and throw them up for you guys just so you can see them on a thread. Yeah, we're live right now.
I know y'all don't like her, but Jennifer Coffendorfer just posted a picture on Twitter of the area that they're searching is actually being closed in on. Let me see. I don't know what's wrong with you, dude. Any day now. Thank you.
Let me see my Twitter. All right, that was weird. True Crime Weekly. I'm gonna have Hong check that right now. Can you go to my DMs and look for True Crime Weekly? Where was that at? True Crime WKLY. Oh, True Crimes.
I've been talking this whole time. Hi, Lori. Hey, Tingle Bar. Hey, everyone. Hit that like button, please. Hey, Glow Bug.
And I'm gonna have
Yeah, so they have a news helicopter in the air and I believe law enforcement in the air. Um, and that's the one that she had posted,
I'm
the
gonna have
news
Hong go
chopper
through my
circling.
DMs. I didn't notice how many there are. Give me a second.
Tingle Bar,
And
where
yeah,
do you
anybody that's
live?
asking if they can stream this, yeah, go ahead. The goal isn't to get as many views as I can on this specific thread or live. It's just to get the word out to as many platforms as possible. I gave permission to the media to use it as well. So if they want to use it, they're welcome to. If you're a YouTuber, you're welcome to. Um,
Thank you so
Obviously,
much,
Grizzly is a
Nick.
1000% welcome to. And if she has any questions or anything, or if she wants us to get a certain, um, if she has any questions, she can reach out to us.
That's very kind of you, sir.
Uh,
God, he sounds so much like Nate Eaton.
But yeah, feel free to DM. Yeah, this is more about just making sure that we use as many platforms as possible to get the news out.
So he said he will be there until. Are they in Eastern time zone
Okay, I'm gonna
in
take a phone call
Pennsylvania?
really quick. The feed's gonna stay
Till 2,
live. I'm taking a phone call.
unless something
Hong
pops off then.
is gonna be here, so Hong, you want to just step up and if you see questions coming up, answer them if you have the answer.
It's 11 here. So we'll see. But he said that if nothing happens, that he'll leave no earlier than 2. Where are you, Tingle?
How are you guys?
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Oh, I need to shut this door.
As of right now, no. We know that there's a lot of police presence in the woods right now. I just came back from the Leonard Pete Road. That was literally the neighbor said it was a
Okay,
hundred
I'm back.
yards away from this morning from the first sighting. It's funny actually. He told me that that was the house where the first video of the suspect came from, where he was running past the backyard and he was basically there today. So, yeah.
I wonder if he ate all of his apples and peaches and snap peas.
Yes, they are checking every
His
garage. What
actor?
I was the neighbor told
Actor?
me that earlier this morning at that there was more than
Lori.
basically every driveway had a police
He's hiding in the
presence
bushes somewhere. I
to
don't know.
go through each house to make sure everyone is safe
He's
from the
probably holding
development.
his breath at this moment.
They have been using dogs, so there's dogs in the woods right now with the tactical force
Oh, they do have dogs.
that's trying to locate the suspect.
What actor does he
Like what
remind
my
you of?
colleague said earlier, with these dogs are highly trained, so they don't bark unless there is a situation where they have to. I
Under the
can't
broccoli?
answer that right now because they got to locate the suspect first. I don't know. Let's hope their best. Like I don't know.
How is everyone? Please hit that like button for me.
So I just got a view of the woods in this area, which is really bad because there's a lot of
So,
high grass,
this is the guy that
literally
was on the
where
other side a minute ago.
a suburban will have a hard time getting through. So you could just imagine how hard it is for the police force as of right now trying to locate this person inside the woods.
I just been sitting here watching the police lights mesmerize me. So I was like, I might as well let him
Um,
mesmerize me.
I
But
think he's
yo,
just staying in the area because there is no place for him to go. Honestly, he's an illegal here. Obviously, killed his girlfriend, got sentenced, and where else would he go?
right in the woods he's in. Hey, Angela. Is Clumsy still here, Lady V?
So what's gonna stop him is basically going into homes again. It's the holiday is over and all the residents are back in their properties, and every day there's a huge quiet police present, I will say, for this individual. Like right now, as you can see, they're trying to push him towards the tactical force that's
She
walking in the
decided to
woods.
go live after
Usually,
I decided
this
to go
morning,
live. Oh well.
what Nick said, that we didn't even see any
Tell her I
troopers
won't
hiding
be in
from the
there.
area. That's how good they are. And once they said on the scanners all lights turn on, that's when we knew there was this much troopers around us.
Thank y'all for hitting that like button. I really appreciate it. There you are. Clumsy meet Angela. Angela meet Clumsy. Clumsy. Since we're in a small chat. Lori, are you close to here?
Yes, right now there's a helicopter circling around the perimeter. It's looks like the police are heavily like they're trying to get him by the end of the night because there's a huge police presence.
Oh,
Um, as you can see from there where I was earlier at Leonard Pete Road, there is about five, six police cars facing with their headlights on right into the woods, and they're all on feet. Nick's in a call right now. He'll be right back with JLR.
hopefully he'll be back.
We're waiting for our source to come back. He's really active in the woods right now.
Sorry, everyone left to go to another live because she went live.
And then also keep in mind,
Thank you, Jimmy. I've missed you. Thanks for coming in.
all right, guys. So I'm back. Had to make a quick call to my buddy, Jonathan. Anyway, so 10:32. I'm checking right now. Give me 1 second.
Sir, in county, sir, we'll be moving through with night vision and white light. If you hear anything approaching your position, light it up. If it's suspect, challenge them. Units, patrol units on the perimeter, Route 52. Stay vigilant there. He could be pushed out that way.
Are we getting some action here?
12, you can close that dispatch.
You heard that. Let me get that up also for those that are not watching. I'm going to throw it up on Twitter.
County to all units on the perimeter. Sir, in county, sir, we'll be moving through with night vision and white light. If you hear anything approaching your position, light it up. If it's suspect, challenge them.
Challenge him.
Patrol units on the perimeter, Route 52. Stay vigilant there. He could be pushed out that way. County to all units on the perimeter. Sir, in county.
So you guys heard that.
County to all units on the perimeter. Sir, in county, sir, we'll be moving through with night vision and white light. If you hear anything approaching your position, light it up. If it's suspect,
No.
challenge them. Units,
That's the
patrol units on
loudest it
perimeter, Route
goes.
52. Stay vigilant there. He could be pushed out that way.
One more time, just so we get it.
Is it too
clear.
low?
If you hear anything approaching your county to all units on the perimeter. Sir, in county, sir, we'll be moving through with night vision and white light. If you hear
This is a replay, guys.
anything approaching your position, light it up. If it's suspect, challenge them. Units, patrol units on the perimeter, Route 52. Stay vigilant.
Hey, Lucky.
He could be pushed out that way.
All right, guys, I'm just sending this out on Twitter.
Is it just lower here, Avery?
For those of you that are local, can you let us know where exactly that is from our
I'm
location while
good,
I check
thanks,
this?
Lucky.
Is that close by? Is that close by? Yeah, it was a little bit ago, but the fact that they are still making moves.
But I don't know because the volume is all the way up on here. Hold on, let me check this.
That's okay. Well, that's interesting. So I guess see, that's what I mean, guys. You guys are gonna see something maybe. No, the trooper's not in his car.
Oh, nothing. He just said night vision goggles on, white vision on. If you see
Interesting,
suspect,
guys. I'm just texting a law
challenge him.
enforcement source to see if
That was all he
everything.
said. So there are manning positions and on the go in the woods, I guess. That's all he kept replaying was the same thing they said over and over again. But is it better when I mute myself?
All right, guys. So yeah, we're looking for any movement. I'm waiting to for text back. I'm gonna also let Grizzly know if she wants any information. She can reach out to me or Hong directly. Yeah, so I don't see any update. Let me ask the command center. So we're checking right now with law enforcement to see if they have any update. Yeah, I just sent Grizzly my colleague's cell phone number. Um, if she wants to shoot a text or a call. Yes, he's a survivalist. Yes, he's a survivalist. Let me grab some Tylenol real quick. I have a headache. I'm standing right here. The Tylenol's right next to me, so give me 1 second, guys.
If they catch him, do you think he will surrender, or do you think they will have to shoot him?
Yeah, guys, I have Gatorades, waters, and everything you can imagine. No, they did not apprehend him. He's not apprehended yet. All right, guys. So yeah, so far I haven't heard anything. Did you get a text from? Okay, I haven't gotten any update from my law enforcement source about the push, like this push right now that they're doing. I'm about to find out in a little bit. Where's 6ABC live from? The roundabout? Whoever said 6ABC is live, is that from the roundabout or is that from another shot? Oh God. So that's what I mean. So like they're all stationed about a quarter mile away from us. And information like that where he was spotted and this and that, that's not something you should save for a later broadcast. That's something that's like breaking news, especially in the local community. That would be breaking news. It's something they should take the air over for, but it is what it is.
Hey, Melissa Jane.
Nah, this is as close as I can get
That's
unless
crazy.
we
Nick
get
has
like
been there
word of
the
mouth
whole time,
or
and
from
now
like
Main
gunshots.
Street's getting there because they know that they're close to catching him. Be safe driving.
Good question about the officer standing. Let me check. I'm gonna check and see. You guys want me to bring the camera with me to see if the officer is standing there? So from here, I can't tell. I don't see him.
Go closer.
Nah, my battery's fine. I have it on 100. It's been charging since this began. Interesting. So I don't know if he's on foot or if he's in the car. Obviously, I'm not going to approach the car unless it's an emergency. No, I'm not approaching the car. But from here, you guys can see a little bit better and see that there's a spotlight. Give me a second to try to clear it up. You see the spotlight over there that the trooper has. And there you can see the sign of, if it picks up, or it's terrible because of how dark it is. But I'm not going to go any further than like right here, just out of respect. I'm grateful that they let us come this close. So we're gonna stay from like this back for obvious reasons. But it's very quiet out. Like, ready? Listen to how quiet it is. And in a few minutes, we'll shut off our car too. Let me see what my make sure my battery's at 100 before I shut it off. Then you guys aren't going to be able to see the road as clearly as you can right now. So we're going to keep it on just so you guys can see. Because without the lights on, it's going to look like that. So we're keeping the lights on. And Matt says it's as quiet at Waterglen. And that's a tactic that the state police use. 1875 Lenape again. So 1875 Lenape is literally up here. Hong was on the other side. When the state police vehicle came, you guys saw him with his police lights on from Hong's FaceTime. Hong was over there. I'm over here in this area. And it took about 30 seconds. So from us to 1875 Lenape is about 30 second. It's a 30-second drive that way. Maybe a couple minute walk. The perimeter is 1 mile around this specific forest or wooded area. Yeah, I don't see any cops standing outside, which is interesting. I'm gonna go down here so I'm not in the way. Maybe you guys can see. down here. I hear more cars coming, so I'm gonna head up. But you guys can see that they're moving. So that officer down there is outside of his car. Um, I don't see this officer.
Everything is so quiet.
You guys see, and then here's the sign I'm talking about. So that's where we are, right? That's the street. For those of you that are wondering where we are, it's Parkerville Road and Lenape. Nobody should be nobody has the power to block any comments, and I'm not actively, obviously, muting anything. I'm a little bit preoccupied. I don't really care what people say about me. I can care less. I haven't cared ever. Obviously, I'm here right now, so if I cared about what people thought about me, I'd be at home, which I'm not. So I can really care less about what people have to say. And I think that if you guys look into my history of reporting, you'll see that I can care less about what people say. They call me fake news all you want, but I mean, if this is fake, then so be it. So I can really care less. And yeah, so I'm not like again, I really don't care about trolls. And it's funny. So people mention the fake news thing. Uh, like I said before, I chase untold stories, very, very, at times, high stake stories where people are outraged at abuse of power and stuff to that effect. And when I cover that, there's a consequence. And I've been told, which it's public, I've been told freedom of speech doesn't protect you from the consequences of speaking freely. Well, I really, that's not going to, I'm here, so I'm fine. Anyway, so what we see is, let me see, I think, is there an update? Is there? All right, so let me read this out. All right, guys, so this is from Matt. Um, red is the tight perimeter, yellow is the outer perimeter. You guys see that? So the yellow is how big the perimeter is, but they are focused in between the red. On this job, I'm not doing it for the money. We're not making any money. It's just about getting the information out. Somebody's got to do it, like I said before. So here is the map. If anybody, I'll leave it up for a few seconds so you guys
Wow,
can
people should be thankful
understand it.
he's doing this. They're being mean in
All
his
right.
chat.
And in about 5 seconds, I'm going to take it off so I can read it again and tell you guys what it stands for. So on this map, I can't see with the comments. Let me see. On this, and the trooper is outside. On this map, I am on Lenape, and so I don't know if I can see. Let me. I'll show you guys in a second on another map. But anyway, again, that's that. The yellow is outer perimeter. Red is tight perimeter slash sweep zone. Oh, and blue is my location. Um, that no, it can't be. Oh, blue. So that blue right there, this blue, not that. This is me. So
Now
I'm
see that
here.
little red circle?
Red is tight perimeter. No, no, that's Matt's location. So you see that blue right there. You guys see what I'm talking about? That blue circle right there. You guys see that? So that's us here. That's the search area. This is the entire perimeter. But the trooper is back out. No, Matt's not live. Again, the neighbors were being extremely weird for some reason. But again, I'll show you a little bit so we're not just looking at the same thing. I don't want to make it boring for you guys so you guys see everything. Um, again, I'm going to show you the difference in the lighting. So when you see the lighting, you see that's without lights. That is with lights. So you can see the difference almost. Like you could literally see from here to here how dark it gets. And try to focus. So up behind us, you're going to see. Let me actually grab a lantern. I think my colleague had one. Do you have that lantern? Okay, never mind. It's dead. So where the other news networks is, if you see that flashing light, they're a quarter mile around that bend. You guys see that? Yeah, that's a sergeant. That's a sergeant. That's a sergeant around the bend. So my law enforcement source just said, quote, not looking good. That came from him just now. Not looking good.
Oh crap. Everything sure is very quiet.
Again, so
Hmm.
law enforcement source, I
Breezy.
asked if there's any update, and he just said, quote, not looking good. He's not going to elaborate. He's only giving me like three or four word answers because he's actively, uh, his main focus isn't me. It's obviously his job, but he he's been spot on. Like everything I've told you guys in the past couple of days has panned out, and you saw it pan out. Um, from the press conferences to the burglaries to the only thing that we haven't asked about yet, because I haven't gone to the press conference, is about the map. So that's something I'll go and personally ask is about the map. Not looking good. Basically, I take it as if they were onto him a little bit better, he would clarify. So by not looking good means they might they might be having some problems, but I'm not going to say that that's. They've been having this all the time. They've been saying so. It's not like alarming. He can pop out any second. And just because it doesn't look good right now doesn't mean he's not going to pop out in 2 minutes. You know. And you can hear how eerily like quiet it is out here. I can try that. Um, I'd rather be the one asking, posing the question, since it's something that came directly to me rather than having him ask. I'd rather her confirm or deny it to my face or say that it's a lie instead of because I know she's not going to say that the source is spot on. Everything that he said from the beginning has panned out. Again, from burglaries to sightings to the ring cameras to just about everything. Nothing he said didn't pan out. There hasn't been something. So I'd rather be there so that way I can ask. I'm not saying she's going to lie, but I'd rather be there and be the one to ask since I'm the one with the information. And that would only take 20 minutes. I mean, I can literally run in and run out. Let me see if this can get a better shot for you guys. Is, are you able to see? Um, Let me see if I can show you guys through here. So that's a better zoom. I'm using another camera just so you guys can see. Let me see if I can get a shot. Okay, so let's see if you guys can see this. So you see that he has something strapped around his like his shoulder. And that's the officer right in front of us. I can't tell. For those of you who were watching last night, they had the rifles out. Let me see if I can pull that up. And then again, here's another like notice. This is from yesterday, but you can see the stripes on that state trooper. Almost every state trooper here has a higher rank. It's not like I don't know how they managed to pull so many high rank officials to come for. I don't know how many sergeants the state police has, but every state trooper that I met so far is a sergeant or a lieutenant. Like even right here, this is yesterday as well. And let me zoom in again. Stripes. So they're not bringing out rookies for this, guys. They're bringing out people that have been with the department for some time. You don't join and become a sergeant, you know? And I haven't found, I don't think I have any pictures of an officer that's not a sergeant, a state trooper that's not a sergeant. I'm going to keep going through real quick and see if I can find any. But they all appear to be sergeants. Yeah, they're like all sergeants. Let me, he's going. No, he's not in Oxford. Somebody said he was at Rita's. Somebody said he was in Maine. Somebody said he was in a ton of different areas. Looks like law enforcement. I've been here for a while. I don't know who's. You guys can hear me, I'm sure, right? I highly doubt he got out of the. That's. Uh, you guys are gonna see when he gets captured or killed that it's gonna be most likely in this perimeter. If not, that'd be wild. There's no bears out here. People were saying. No, there's more than one. All three are right here. This has been a very interesting manhunt because it gets so dramatic and then it dies down rather quickly. And that would be a good time. I see. I don't know if maybe if they see him, they'll play the surrender message. But right now, they want to guide him toward the law enforcement. So then he turns around and goes back toward the other law enforcement. Yeah, I've got some crackers. Guys, for those of you that are just joining, understand that these manhunts rarely end quickly. Um, uh, the last one was 21 days, and they caught him very within a few mile radius of the prison. Again, the guy that executed and ambushed state police officers got away for 48 days, and that was somebody shooting their own. So obviously, when they do that, they have all the manpower, and it's hard to if you technology isn't able to find and do everything, especially in these kind of areas. You have um, wooded areas where thermal imaging can hardly get through due to the amount of brush up top. You have the creeks, you have cornfields, you have barns, you have chicken coops. It's not like it's something that they can realistically get done that quick. It hasn't been done. If they caught him yesterday or today, even that would be almost. I don't know what the record is. Maybe somebody can Google um, shortest manhunt for escaped murderer in the United States and see what comes up, and then look at longest manhunt. So like check both and let me know what you guys see. I don't have access to the your phone. Boston Bombers. That was quick, but that was all. But yeah, Boston police. They are wild. They literally went. It was more than door to door. These guys are crazy. Like they nailed it with him. Um, so Ted, but was Ted a convicted murderer? I'm saying what a convicted murderer escaping prison. What is um, the shortest manhunt? Look it up and let me know. And you have to put the word convicted. I can't confirm it. I did hear the troopers. I overheard them saying it. It was at this post right here where they said it. But look at if you Google something along the lines of longest manhunt for escaped convicted murderer, let's see what it says. Like average manhunt. This is actually like it's rather early in the manhunt, 5 days. Um, if it goes further than 14, then it's gonna slowly get up there. But then again, you have to keep in mind the last one was 21 days or so in Pennsylvania, and that's just how it is. They're not magicians at the end of the day. They can't just make them appear, but they have it surrounded very visibly. And also, the other guy that escaped, um, who was accused of murder, he wasn't convicted yet. It took him 21 days, and he was within a couple of miles. The 21-day one was certainly on CNN. Google Michael Burham, Burham, Michael Burham. Look him up. He was on. That was definitely on CNN. That was everywhere. It was on CNN, Fox, ABC, CBS. I mean, it was everywhere. The whole country, News Nation, everybody covered it. No, so they got his smell, sure, but from what I understand, um, they lost the scent when it came nearby water, and that's when they put boats in the water and they had them going up the Brandywine River and all of that in the riverbanks. So when you are on the run and a canine is onto you, if you go through the water, it's going to lose the scent if you cross through the pond or the river or whatever it is. So once the dog stops at the water, you have to assume that he entered the water. Yeah, he was at Carco on the day he escaped. I believe that was Thursday morning. I don't know if it was at the Brandywine. I know that they did canvass Brandywine and leading up to the Delaware River just to be sure. But there was a body of water that they, I'm assuming, lost his scent at, which is when they did a water search. But at the end of the day, for them to have the perimeter set here, I would say they are like 99.9% sure that this is the location where he is. And you have another officer pulling in. And then, yeah, and Eric Freen is a big one, and he executed state police officers exiting the barracks, leaving work. So that was one of their own. That they're like family. So it was like somebody shooting their family member, and it took them 48 days. So I mean that you do the math, you know. And obviously they took that extremely serious when you're killing their own people. See, yeah, 2 hours. That's what I mean. But was that for a convicted murderer? No, I'm good right now. Thank you so much. Yeah, now I mean you have to be more specific and look for an escaped murderer because these are much more. I mean, they'll catch somebody in 20 minutes leaving a jail. Sometimes, you know, they'll catch them right outside the property. This is. Hold on, I think I'm hearing an out there. Give me 1 second. All right, so here's a recent dispatch.
52 and Ballantree. Hold your positions there. Search moving towards that corner there between 52 and Ballantree.
So I'll play that again for you.
52 and Ballantree. Hold your positions there. Search moving towards that corner there between 52 and Ballantree.
Again, I'll play it for you guys.
52 and Water Glen. 52 and Water Glen. Search moving in that direction. Search moving in that direction. They're hearing activity.
I don't know why it keeps buffering.
We keep losing you guys. It's the service out here. They're heading toward 52 and Water Glen.
I thought it
Remember,
was
that
me.
is the photo we showed you of police standing above. Let me double check on the dispatch before that.
Hey, make sure somebody's watching a drainage pipe at 52 and Water Glen. 52 and Water 52 and Water Glen. 52 and Water Glen. Search moving in that direction. They're hearing activity in front of them. Hold your positions. Yeah, we're out. 2545 75. You take 10. He waved when he saw it. Hood raised tall and more dealer reflective vest flash. Hey, make sure somebody's watching a drainage pipe at 52 and Water Glen. 52 and Water Glen. Don't Water Glen. There's underneath Water Glen right by 52.
Okay, so I'm working to find out more right now. Um, I'm gonna show you the photo of the officer posted there once more. I'm gonna let me grab the camera. Sorry, I'm trying to load the camera so I can turn it on. I'm gonna show you the photo right now of the officer. Let me see. So let me make sure this one's not as clear. Is it? Yeah. So here is that is the officer standing by the unit or where they're going. 52 in Water Glen, the drainage pipe. That's where the officer is. Okay. Let me see if I have another shot, which we did. Yep, we have one more shot of him. As you can see, he has what appears to be a rifle. Let me see if I can zoom any more. That's where he is. And yeah, I wish I can show you guys I should have done it during the day. Can you charge that lantern? Try charging. If he can charge the lantern, I have there's a water, like a sewage thing behind me, but it's too dark. So if he can get me the light, I'm gonna head right behind. I can walk. It's like 2 seconds behind me. I want to show you guys another, a similar, uh, a water or sewage drain that that officer is standing on, because there's one right behind us, but it's very dark, so I need to get the if he's in there, that'd be great. I mean, there's troopers everywhere, so I'm not concerned. Give me 1 second. Let me check on the lantern. Keep your ears open just in case something pops up. I mean, you could turn it on for a few seconds, but it'll go off. You see it? You see it? You could turn it on for a few minutes. You could turn it on. Yeah. It's gonna work for at least 5 minutes. I don't think so. Uh, you gotta make sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna take you over to the water drainage behind us. I want you guys to see that. All right, so let's go. Hong's gonna let me know if you hear anything on the radio, and then if you get a text. And if the light goes out, obviously come down there so I can see. I'm gonna show you guys a similar drainage pipe. So this one's a lot smaller, Hong says, compared to the other one. So you see the water. This is a much smaller one. So it's hard to see, but this place is full of these. No, we're not going in. Um, this is full of them, and you can see how it's built. Go back up there so the trooper knows you're okay. You see that? And that's where the light's gonna die. So we're gonna head back up. Ooh, I was just trying. All right, so that's what it was. Hopefully, you guys grabbed some screenshots. What kind of charger does this need? What kind of charger does this need?
Like USB to USB.
It needs a USB to USB. I mean, if there's anybody local that has like a flashlight that wants to drop it off, you can, that we can use. But anyway, that is the sewage. So it's similar to what they are looking at right now. Just to give you some perspective of how dark and hard it is to find somebody in this. No, I do have a chair, but I'm good. That was, yes, sorry, storm drain. And let me correct that on Twitter. But yeah, it's a storm drain.
Showers from Trooper Gal. Hey, sir just came out of the woods. Is there any more water down here for them? Yeah, we're on the way.
All right, so I just corrected it just to make sure. Um, so you guys saw that. So it's a really like it's very quiet, and you guys heard on the radio how active it is. So just because it looks quiet, you know that he might be heading toward them through the drain because they heard movement in front of them is what I understood. Not on this drain, they're not. That's what I mean. The perimeter is very tight, so they have a very good understanding of where he is. At least the general area. No, cert's not out. I don't think. I think they're asking for more water. What? Yeah, cert came out of the woods just to grab water, and they're going back in. The street sign is Parkersville. I'm never gonna memorize it. It's Parkersville. Yes, I'm at Parkersville Road in Lenape. Yeah, he said that's what he said. He said not looking good. But stuff and this stuff changes very rapidly. 1 second it's not looking good. The next second you have movement. So it's a that's what a manhunt is. It goes from seeing something to not. Otherwise, it would just be like a search. The guy is good at what he's not good at what he's doing, but he's able to evade them, and it's an easy area to evade them in. Yeah, I don't think a deer is going to go through that. Not easy at all, but put yourself in his shoes. The adrenaline itself, if you have an army of police chasing you, you have an adrenaline rush. You're gonna, whether you can see or not, you're running towards whatever. But let me just explain again. So the reason why I'm saying this is very active is because the lights on down there and the lights on around the corner. This is the first time they've done that. They haven't lit it up like that. Oh, good. So there's somebody walking up behind us with a flashlight. I'm not sure if it's a police officer. Let me see if I can show you guys. Give me a second. I'm going to try to turn this. Let me. Do you guys? So there's a flashlight coming. Arrow. Well, now it disappeared. There it is. You guys see that? That's a flashlight coming from behind us towards the state trooper, but it keeps turning off. I'm not sure if it's a neighbor. So what I'm hearing is, from what Hong is saying, let me turn the camera back around. There are residents that are trying to collect the $10,000 reward, so they're walking around trying to catch the guy, and that came from Hong, and he heard it from the neighbor he was driving with. So there's like a group of neighbors at the top by the roundabout that are trying to catch him. So that's one of them. I'm sure, I would hope he's armed. Now, just so you guys know, I don't think the shoot to kill or the, I mean, not shoot to kill, I don't think the authorization to execute stands for the public. That's for law enforcement, unless he's coming at you. I'm pretty sure you can't just shoot him. And there's a reward, yes, but that doesn't mean you can come to the perimeter. The perimeter is not where you're going to be able to collect the reward. Obviously, they know he's in there, so you're not going to get a reward by catching him right by breaking into the perimeter to get the guy. So that's not how that would work. Because if he goes through the woods, he might get shot. So they're not allowed to go in there looking. Yes, CERT is not civilians. They're specially trained law enforcement officers from various levels. Those guys are like trained for situations like this, prison riots, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's unusual. I wonder if it's one of the same neighbors that doesn't want us filming. Maybe. Yeah, civilians aren't authorized to shoot the guy unless he's like posing a threat. So they told him to actively surrender in his native language through his mother's voice. She recorded it. I, if I heard correctly, the state police colonel today at the press conference said that they're going to be playing the message not just by air but by also vehicle, and I'm sure that the units on the ground have something that if they see him and they can play it quickly if they're gonna play it again. But if which it's very likely, if he's in the perimeter, he heard the message. I didn't hear the message myself. I've been here. I was here when they played the message. I didn't hear it, but he should know it's common sense if you're going to escape from a prison with a murder conviction that you risk your life. So you don't really need um, to reiterate that to the guy. Yeah, I mean, if he poses a threat, I believe you can. TJ, correct me if I'm wrong, but if he poses a threat, you can't just shoot somebody in the back, right? Yeah, I don't think so. The stand or the castle, uh, was it TJ? Yeah, so you can't shoot them in the back. You can defend it, but if he's running away, you can't shoot him right in the back. You cannot shoot him in the back. These guys are authorized to shoot him in the back. The police are. Exactly. So, but the police can shoot him in the back if he does not surrender. I mean, you could probably hit him with a crossbow. Yeah, it does depend on the threat, but if he is walking towards you and you see him and he turns around and runs away, you can't fire, I don't believe. No, I'm not leaving any. So I already told you guys the earliest I'm going to leave is at 2 a.m., and that's only if that trooper turns off his lights. So until CERT leaves the area, we're not going anywhere. No, he doesn't have the same rights, but it's a human right and a federal. You if somebody is surrendering, you cannot shoot them, even if you're the police. If they are actively surrendering with their hands up on the ground, you cannot shoot them. Um, but in even in this case, if he is actively surrendering, they cannot shoot him. But if he turns around and runs, the police can shoot him because he is then not actively surrendering. Nothing new over the scanner, I don't believe. Can you check? Hung? Yeah, exactly. This is different set of rules when you have a convicted murderer. He's not accused of a crime. He's convicted. Yeah, it's stand your ground. You're not allowed to stand on everybody else's ground and fire away. So, I mean, if he's on your property and he's a threat, you can shoot him. If he's running away from you, you can't shoot him, and you can't walk down the street to shoot him either. We're on the side of the road, and we have clearance by the state police to park here. We asked before we set up. We didn't just show up and set up shop. We asked. Yeah, he walked there in broad daylight. Now, keep in mind, um, I'm not going to get into it right now, but yeah, he walked there in broad daylight. He's been here since we got here. I'm not sure when his shift changes. I think he's in that search area in the perimeter. I don't know where, but I think he's in that search area. The last sighting was today by law enforcement and 5 residents. 1 on Lenape Road, 4 on Water Glen. I don't know if he purchased. So the clerk, I'm gonna revisit if they're open tomorrow to see if I can get some clarity. The clerk gave surveillance, or the store gave surveillance to the police of him at the store. I asked what time and under what circumstances was it. Did he steal something? Was he suspicious? Did he buy something? And she said she didn't understand English at that point. The last sighting was literally, um, so I think it started at 1875 Lenape, which is just about 30 seconds up this way driving. And then he went to Water Glen and was seen at the same, basically the same area of the homes that he broke into and the area that he was on Ring. 1875, yeah. So So from what I'm hearing is the same woman who called 911 to report the man running through the woods is the same woman who provided the ring footage to police. So she probably has that on ring as well. Yeah, I'll get this one pinned to the top here. Let me see. There should only be one live. I'll pin. Should I pin this one to the top? It should only be. Oh, okay. Let me pin it. So it's not letting me pin it. Let me try it again. All right, so it should now be the second thing on my profile. Let me double check. No, it's not letting me pin. Let me try this. Let me make sure I get it up there for you guys. So what's weird is I'm getting some DMs from people that are saying they were blocked by a moderator. I don't have moderators, so I'm trying to see. how to unblock somebody. Yeah, so it's weird. It's not letting me post the pin for the live. I'm gonna add it to the thread, and I unpinned the other one, which is one second, guys. I'm gonna get trying to make sure that this is cool. So I threw it up on the thread. It's not letting me pin it, but I threw it up on the and I retweeted it just so people know it's the latest. All right, cool. So I threw it up there. No updates except what we've been discussing. For those of you that are just joining us, there was a some kind of a spotting of movement of some sort uh, on Water Glen heading toward a storm drain, I believe. We showed photos of an officer on top of a storm drain so you guys can understand. And then we also went to a nearby storm drain behind us that is basically a mirror image of the storm drain the other officer is guarding. And I was able to show you guys inside the drain. The lantern died, the light, and we need a USB to USB, something that I have back at the house, but I didn't know that there was a lantern. I just found out that he has a lantern. So this is day 5. After midnight, it's day 6. Is it midnight? Yeah, this is live. If it's midnight, it's day 6. I don't, I can't see the time from right here, but here we go. There's another trooper, I believe. It's a marked car. That's Westchester Police. Yeah, the marshals are very active. CERT push is complete. Hong, can you double check? Can you double check the latest dispatch about some? Hold on, he's bringing it over. You can see the trooper still standing.
County using units on the inner perimeter of Water Glen and Ballantree. Perimeter of County using units, inner perimeter units on Water Glen and Ballantree. Fall back to the roadway. Cert push is complete. Cert push is completed.
Cert push is completed. He's not in. He's not in custody. The search push has been completed. Um, we're still going to stay live just in case. Let's see them leaving the area. You guys are going to see the state police and everybody coming by. They're going to drive by to leave the area. So we're going to show you that. So you guys are going to probably see in a couple of minutes they should be driving um, back. I'm imagining I'm going to shoot a text over right now to a law enforcement source and see what's going on with. Let me find out what this means. We're about to find out. I'm asking. No, I don't think they caught him. I'm asking right now. No, so that means I asked, "Cert push complete. What's that mean?" He responded, "They pushed, no one found." Again, they pushed, no one found. That's what that means. So there's nobody in custody. So it's the second time in 2 days where they had him cornered somewhere in this perimeter and he managed to evade them. So, with that said, I'm sure we're going to be going through this either again later or tomorrow. But we're staying here, as I said earlier. I'm in Delaware County. Now, keep in mind, that just means that they're falling back a little bit. He can easily then reappear thinking that the coast is clear. Because what I imagine is going to happen, they're going to close the police lights. This guy's going to keep his lights on due to traffic to make sure nobody goes that way. But I imagine that officer down here, he's going to turn off his lights. And when he turns off his lights, that means that they're going back to acting like they left the area. Oh yeah, the police aren't going anywhere. So all the police lights that you see, which is why I wanted the news helicopter to air it for you guys, so you can see how massive it is from the sky. The perimeter that you see, they're simply going to turn off their police lights, but they're not going anywhere. The perimeter is going to stay as is until he's captured. Here's one officer coming right now. This is a state trooper right here. All right, I'll show you guys the perimeter again. So here's the perimeter for those of you that missed it earlier. Um, yellow is the entire perimeter. Yellow is the entire perimeter. I'm going to turn off the radio because you guys are listening to it too, so you can tell me if you hear something. So yellow is the entire perimeter. Red is the focus zone that they were at today. Parked car is where Matt lives, and the blue right here is where we are. So he was seen. That's the area that they searched heavily. Okay, yellow is the entire perimeter, which means you can see this officer and these three. We're right here. So along this entire yellow uh, perimeter, there are police cars placed at the same distance of each other, like they are right here. The way they are placed here, which is why the helicopter shot is very important so people understand how large the perimeter is. That's the whole perimeter. Around this entire perimeter, there are police stationed. So if there are three in my vision and I'm only right here, there has to be maybe 100, if not more, cars around the entire perimeter. You guys see? So the perimeter is large and they have it surrounded with troopers. There's no coming out without being seen. And then keep in mind, all of these streets are flooded with police. They at least three or four patrol cars, state troopers, are in each one of these neighborhoods. This neighborhood has police. This neighborhood has police. This one, this one, this one. Like all of the inner right here has police. The outer has police. So with that in mind, put yourself in to give you a better perspective. The guy can't really get out of that perimeter. There is no realistic way. When I see three patrol cars right in front of me and I am only that blue circle, that speaks volumes. It shows you the police presence. And then Hong showed you the other angle, which was almost identical to this, where the police were also strategically placed at a similar distance. So when you take the whole perimeter in account, you're really looking at about 100, if not more, police cars. And then also inside the perimeter, every street has a police car. Here comes another car. Every street has a police car. Every neighborhood has a police car. It's very, very, very well protected, the perimeter. And if he tries to break into a house, there's a police presence in every neighborhood. So if they see somebody walking, they're gonna move. And as Matt said, he had troopers on his deck last night armed, and it wasn't just his deck. It was, according to him, basically every residence had a trooper on their property, at least one, if not more. So here come the police now. So that's a U.S. Marshal, the first one. That's a sheriff. Yeah, that's not related to this, the heavy smoke. Here, you want to grab this one? What was that? Did you say water?
Y'all don't hear anything? Mm. Y'all still don't hear anything? I know I can hear him. I can hear fine. Let's try again. Okay, so that's figure out why y'all can't hear. I now can y'all hear him?
Lights on. This guy's gonna keep his lights on. It's a traffic thing, so nobody goes in front of him that has no. Okay, he's gone too. Like light wise, so he's gonna back up and hide, but his he's staying there. but he turned off his police lights. It it looked like it shut off briefly when that one car was driving by. Maybe it didn't. I guess I'll have to check later. But it looks like he did shut it off briefly. Oh, now he's got his lights activated again. So he, anything is possible. Like, I'm not going to say for a fact that he's here, but I strongly believe that he's here. Given the Pennsylvania State Police's history, they're not going to put this much manpower in one location if he's not here. So I do believe he's in the perimeter, and that's just what I believe. Is it possible he left? Yes, because he broke out of prison. So anything is possible. But it's very likely, more likely than not, that he is in that perimeter. So this guy's been relieved too for the night. It's probably close to one, I would say. That's a trooper. Yeah, they're not leaving. They're switching. They're being relieved, which means that the next shift is coming in, and they're going to remain here on. Like, it's a 24/7 perimeter, and it's not just the perimeter. Again, let me remind you guys that it's inside the communities as well. There are several communities, about 271 homes, I think I heard at the press conference. They all have police in the neighborhood, and specifically on Water Glen Lane and Road, they have police officers on the backyard decks um, posted. So it's not just in their car; they're sitting on decks, they're laying down on decks. So you have to take that into account too. So if he is seen walking through a neighborhood at night, an officer will see him through a backyard. They're sitting there. During the day, they're not doing that because it's unusual for him to move during the day, with the exception of today. Something must have spooked him if it was him, and he made some moves. I mean, we can't say 100%, but five neighbors from different homes calling the police it's pretty likely. And again, we will find out if there are ring cameras that captured him. We're not going to know that tonight, but we'll know it tomorrow. So if tomorrow, if we see a ring camera that shows him, that'll solidify the fact that he is in the perimeter. Obviously, if they show a ring camera again tomorrow, I'm hoping they do show a ring camera again tomorrow, so that way we know he's in the perimeter, um, which would be great. It would be great evidence that he's there. If we don't see any, that would be a little bit unusual, and it would raise a couple of flags as to how is he able not just to evade police, but also uh, technology, the ring camera, and any surveillance. And you guys were watching live when you saw this all unfold and how massive the response was. And we had a good angle today to see it unfold, from here and Water Glen, and also at the other intersection at the other side. So we're trying to get you guys as many angles to show the activity as possible, just so everybody knows that lives locally at least. It's more about, especially for the locals, they need to know that the area is heavily monitored. He does not have a firearm. That is a pretty as close to a fact as it gets. If a firearm was stolen, uh, people in this neighborhood, as you heard Matt say, many of them don't have firearms. But if they do, I highly doubt they're going to be unregistered or they're going to be straw purchased. So if a firearm was missing, they would have reported it to the police, and that would have been something of immense public safety, and they would have told everybody. Now, what he hypothetically could have done is taken a knife or knives from the home that he burglarized for food, because nobody really keeps track of how many knives they have in their kitchen, so that's kind of hard to inventory. A knife versus a gun would be reported. A knife, they might have asked the residents if any knives were missing, but how would a resident really be able to tell you that? So if they bought not like if they bought sets of knives in 2016, you want them to remember what 7 years later. So it's kind of hard um, to do that. So there's a chance that he not just a knife. I mean, it could be a hatchet, it could be a hammer, it could be something, a tool of some sort. So tomorrow, what I'm gonna do for you guys when we get here, we're gonna try to get here by 10 a.m. instead of um, afternoon. So when we get here at 10 a.m., maybe 10:30 at the latest, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up, and since it's broad daylight, I'm gonna take you guys to the storm drain that's right behind us again. For those of you that weren't here earlier, I took some people over there, or I took the live stream over there with a lantern to try to show you. But in the daytime, I can show you the storm drain much better. The one that's right here is pretty much identical to the one that the officer was guarding. So we'll reenact basically standing on top of the drain and then looking down, so you can see that how their angles are. So when he comes out of a drain, they're going, if he looks up, he's going to see a trooper. We're going to show you the creeks that are surrounding this vicinity right here to our right. There's a creek. I'm going to show you guys that so you get an understanding of the area. And then also, we're going to see about maybe entering the brush right over here. I'm going to go through the brush right here on live so you guys can see how dense it is, because you need to understand the area before jumping to any conclusions. It's rural. The trees. It's not just the trees. It's also the fact that he's shining the spotlight up the street. But it's the fact that we can experience it together by going through some of this brush that's not part of the perimeter, but it's right across the street, and it's much less dense than it is over there, but it's very dense. And you'll see that if that's dense, what we're going to show you over here tomorrow, if that's dense, that is much more dense than that. So it'll show you kind of in their perspective of what they're going through and what they're trying to find and what they have to deal with to locate this guy. It's not as simple as walking through like the woods at least in, I don't know how many, I don't know where you guys are from, but woods that I've walked through, there's gaps of trees. They're not very close, like they're not as close together as they are here, and the amount of brush is much less. These woods aren't meant to be walked through. Generally, it's not kept, it's unkept. So you're going through like thorn bushes, you're going through a ton of brush that makes a lot of noise if you are to maneuver when it's this quiet. And we're the loud ones over here, so like, and we're far away obviously, so he's not going to hear us. But when it's deadly quiet, which it is in the actual perimeter, if you hear people, somebody moving through the bushes and the trees, you're going to hear it. You know, like last night on live, we heard branches cracking and we heard some, you can hear a pin drop. So we'll walk through the brush that we can get into, which is to our left, um, just to show you guys that. The mosquitoes were way worse during, um, not the day, but it was when I was FaceTiming Matt. As soon as we started that FaceTime, those mosquitoes came out, but I haven't gotten bit since. But yeah, you'll get an understanding at least of what it is to go through that. And then the CERT team, I mean, they have night vision or whatever, so they can see, but they're not using flashlights. So when you go through this without a flashlight, you're not going to see anything. So you kind of need the CERT team and the tactical teams to see this guy in the brush. So the police are all over the outside of the perimeter, and then they are also scoured throughout every neighborhood in the perimeter. Um, my understanding is that there are plain-clothed officers and marshals that are going through the woods acting like hunters and stuff. So there is movement in there, which is why they asked when they saw the tip, when they got the tip that a man was running through the woods with shorts. Um, it They asked, is anybody, is that law enforcement, or is that like, is it any of you guys, anybody that's on the radio, is that you? So it shows that people, um like agents and officials are in the woods, which is why they asked, is that you or not, you know? So there is activity in there. They are moving around. Again, the neighborhoods seem to be, if he is 100% in the perimeter, the neighborhoods in the perimeter are completely surrounded inside and out. And the dogs, I don't, so I'm going to show you in the brush tomorrow. I don't even know if you can send a dog through these bushes and heavy brush. And I'm going to try to get, maybe we can visit Matt and I can show you the location they were looking at today, where he said that when he even tried once to walk through it, he twisted his ankle pretty bad. It's very rough. You have to squeeze through like uh, bushes and thorn bushes and all kinds of stuff to get through it. So a dog, I mean, I don't see dogs being able to run through that kind of terrain, which is making this pretty difficult. You know. Yeah. So it's definitely, right now it's 111. It's definitely something so you guys understand the gravity of how hard it is to search this specific area. Yeah, he's gone. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna obviously reach out to the homeowners that own the property across the street, where the brush is over here and just see if they're cool with us going through to show you guys. And we're also going to reach out to Matt overnight to see if he's okay with us going to the brush and going through it where they were searching today. I'm not saying go through the whole perimeter, but just a couple feet in so you guys can see for yourself what it's like for law enforcement or even the murderer to go through. I'm trying to read the comments to see if there's any questions. Yeah, I believe so. I was in communication on Saturday with ICE, Homeland Security, and Border and Customs, or Customs and Border Patrol. So they're all involved in this investigation, and I believe Homeland Security or ICE has a team here with the U.S. Marshals. Not a large team, but they have a team here to assist. Good question, and that's a yeah. Um, yes, he did turn on the lights. So all of them have their lights on again. So you can see a trooper over there with his lights on. Keep in mind, this guy's going to keep his lights on indefinitely, and that guy. For the past 2 nights, nobody else had lights on. It was only like this guy and then the trooper on the other side of this entire road with his lights on. No, he's not captured. They lost him again. I'm gonna slowly break down, but just so you guys know, I'm gonna keep the feed going, and Hong can look at the questions, and if you guys have any questions, he can uh, answer anything that he would know. So I'm gonna slowly start breaking some stuff down, but you want to monitor, and then obviously if there's any activity, turn it. Maybe explain to them where you were. All right, guys. So I'm back. Hong's gonna pack up for a little bit. Let's see.
Okay, I had to lower my volume. I had it raised for the video. They are packing up to leave within the hour, and nothing has happened. They sent in the emergency response team. They did a push, it was completed, nothing. So they left. Now I guess it's just another waiting game. So I'm going to go in and end this since they are packing up. And we shall see what happens overnight. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching, and please hit that thumbs up.